Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Courtside Talks.
What kind of player disappears to Las Vegas in the middle of the NBA Finals and comes back better? What kind of man dates superstars, dyes his hair every color imaginable, befriends dictators, and still becomes one of the greatest winners in basketball history? This is the story of Dennis Rodman, the most unpredictable legend the game has ever seen. Dennis Rodman wasn't supposed to make it. He wasn't a high school star. He wasn't even noticed. In fact, at 18 years old, he was working as a janitor at the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Then something crazy happened. He grew nearly a foot. Rodman went from an overlooked kid to a 6'7" athletic freak almost overnight. Still, no major college programs came calling. He ended up at Southeastern Oklahoma State University, where he dominated so hard it forced the NBA to pay attention. But even then, nobody predicted what he would become. Rodman entered the NBA in 1986, drafted by the Detroit Pistons, a team that didn't just play basketball, they went to war. This was the era of the Bad Boys, led by Isaiah Thomas and Bill Laimbeer, and Rodman fit right in. Except he didn't dominate with scoring, he dominated with chaos. Defense, hustle, rebounding, and mind games. Rodman became a nightmare matchup, guarding all 5 positions before it was even a concept. He helped Detroit win back-to-back championships in 1989 and 1990, earned Defensive Player of the Year twice, and built a reputation as one of the greatest defenders the game had ever seen. But what most people don't realize is that Rodman wasn't handed anything. He earned his place through relentless effort. He studied the angles of missed shots like a scientist, predicting where the ball would land before it even hit the rim. That obsession made him elite, but it also hinted at something deeper. Off the court, Rodman's life was beginning to spiral. After the Pistons era faded, he struggled mentally. At one point, he was found asleep in his truck with a rifle, a moment he later described as the night the old Dennis Rodman died. And after that, everything changed. The new Rodman was louder, wilder, and impossible to ignore. Neon-colored hair, piercings, tattoos, and headlines that followed him everywhere. He once showed up promoting his autobiography wearing a wedding dress, claiming he had married himself. The media went crazy, calling him a distraction, a circus act, a problem. But Rodman didn't care. In fact, he leaned into it. And then there was his love life, just as unpredictable as his career. Rodman dated global icon Madonna, who reportedly wanted to have his child, and allegedly even offered him millions to make it happen. Then came his relationship with Carmen Electra, one of the most iconic and chaotic celebrity romances of the 90s. Their relationship was wild, impulsive, and completely unfiltered. Carmen Electra later revealed that Rodman would pull her out of bed in the middle of the night to go party or do something spontaneous. And during the 1998 NBA Finals, Rodman literally disappeared to Las Vegas with her in the middle of the series. It got so out of control that Michael Jordan had to personally go and bring him back. Think about that. In the middle of the biggest stage in basketball, one of the most important players just left. And somehow, it worked. When Rodman joined the Chicago Bulls in 1995, many expected disaster. Instead, they got a dynasty. Alongside Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, Rodman became the ultimate missing piece. He didn't need to score. He didn't need the spotlight. He controlled the game through effort, intelligence, and an obsession with doing the dirty work. He led the league in rebounding year after year, including an incredible stretch of 7 straight rebounding titles. He once grabbed 34 rebounds in a single game with the Bulls, a number that sounds almost unreal in the modern game. During his time in Chicago, he won 3 more championships in 1996, 1997, and 1998, cementing his place in one of the greatest teams in NBA history. But Rodman wasn't just physical, he was psychological warfare. He studied opponents deeply, learning their tendencies, their habits, and even their emotions. He would trash talk, frustrate, and mentally break players before they could ever find a rhythm. Coaches and teammates often said that Rodman understood the game on a level most players never reached. Phil Jackson once described him as one of the smartest players he ever coached, not because of scoring or playmaking, but because of how he read the game and controlled every small detail that others ignored. Even after his playing days, Rodman remained in the spotlight, but not always for basketball. His unexpected friendship with Kim Jong-un shocked the world and dominated headlines. Critics questioned him, media outlets attacked him, and people struggled to understand his motives. Rodman claimed he was trying to build bridges, but the controversy followed him everywhere, adding yet another layer to his already complex legacy. When it was all said and done, Dennis Rodman finished with 5 NBA championships, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, 7 rebounding titles, and a Hall of Fame induction in 2011. But his legacy goes far beyond numbers. He redefined what it meant to be a role player. He proved you don't need to score 30 points to dominate a game. You can control it with energy, defense, intelligence, and an unmatched will to win. So the real question is this: was Dennis Rodman a distraction, or was he the ultimate weapon disguised as chaos? Because while the world focused on the hair, the headlines, and the madness, Dennis Rodman was quietly doing one thing better than almost anyone in basketball history: winning.